So what we ended up having to have with Jared figured out with a lot of research, these are Chevy Express van 2004 to 2006 2500 6 lug rotors. We were able to get these for 60 bucks a piece from O'Reilly. That fixed all of our spacing issues. It fits right in there, brakes fit right without any spacers, right?
Yep.
Yep. So that was a big deal. I don't have my drilled anymore. I can get drilled rotors like I have on the front for $300. So might be something I do someday, but
by the time you do bearings and races and seals, and
I have a lot of money
in there already.
Yeah, there's a lot of money in this. The things that I wanted to do was I wanted to get a custom diff cover, and I wanted to get those cross drilled rotors, but you know, with the account being in the negative this morning, this is going to be just fine.
All it takes is one job, oh yeah. All it takes is one job, and everything is gonna be okay.
Looks like our links have come in. And so I should be able to put this rear diff in today. I really would like to have my Suburban back. I know that my battery was not in good shape before this, and I'm sure it's not better now. So I'm sure I'll need a battery. But what I'd like to do before I set this up is I'd like to get rid of these. It's just going to give me a little bit more room to be a little lower. That's always good. That's good. More low is good. On this side, it's a little bit bigger piece, but the real thing about this side is it's right next to the fuel tank. So I've got to figure out exactly how I'm going to get this off here without blowing myself up. Might be able to kind of start cutting it off with a Sawzall and then clean it up. Every so often it would bottom out if I had some people in there and like the whole family was loaded up. That's why I put the airbag in there, like the helper bag. But I did have another spacer in there. There was the drop kit came with a spacer, so you could be, you know, X amount low, or you could take that spacer out and be a little lower. And when I kind of had it in hot rod stance with the I think they were the LBS wheels, and I had a smaller tire in the front, bigger tire in the back on the stock 20s, it looked better a little higher in the rear. But now that I'm doing more of an Euro style with it, it would look better if I had the rear lower than the front. So I'm going to try to make it a little lower. We'll see. Might even heat the spring a little bit and lower that down a little more, but we'll have to see how it sits. This should be ready to go. We put fluid in it. Got the brakes set up. I think my brake lines are supposed to be here too. I got some new I have stainless steel braided lines on all the soft lines. You really don't want to mix that. So if you have stainless steel braided lines on the front, you most definitely need to do it on the back, and you need to do that one in the middle there on the that goes to the axle. If you have a rubber line and the rest of them are stainless steel braided, that could cause that one to blow up because it's the weak point, and it probably wouldn't, but the stainless steel braided is so the line doesn't expand as much when you're braking, so they expand a little bit more than a stainless steel braided one, and so that's the performance value of the stainless steel braided is less expansion. So you don't want to be mixing it up. So we're waiting for those to get here, and since I put all those stock brackets on this new rear diff, hopefully my stock rear brake hard line will bolt back onto this axle. We'll have to see, because the center section being bigger, it might not. but I want to get these links off. They're adjustable, so I want to get them back to the stock position, and then if I needed to rotate it later, I can, to get my pinion angle right or something. If I have a driveline vibration, although I'm not expecting any. So these are my new lower ones, and then these are the upper ones. They're offset like factory. Went with a polyurethane with a kind of a Johnny joint. I think they call them something else. I think on this one, yeah, on this panhard bar, I did go with harder joints because I don't want that rear diff swaying side to side. If I was to go into like a drift or something like that, I want it to not be fading or bouncing. So I went with the joints instead of the bushings. Alright, in lieu of self-preservation, I'm gonna see if we can't cut this off. It's gonna be interesting for sure. Let's see what happens. Well, that went fairly well. So I can do the other side with this, if the battery will hold. It doesn't look like it's gonna hold. But I can cut off that side with a cutoff wheel pretty easily and without too much risk to my health. Alright, so now what I'd like to do is set our adjustable arms to the same length that they were. So I'm just going to make sure these are locked down. That one is up. You can see why they have that jog in there. You can see that factory one is jogged. But let's go ahead and cinch these down. It's always got to be a shit show, especially when you're by yourself. Stop leaking. Shit. Do you guys remember which way these brake cables went? Because I do not. You can see our difference of our two here. It's kind of a thin pressed piece, which are strong, but this tubing will be a lot stronger. Plus you can see my bushings are pretty rotted out. Well, besides running the jack into the fuel tank and almost blowing that up, that was good. And I saw that was in the way earlier and still just went ahead and put it in there. But I think it's okay. But the real issue at the moment is how much brake fluid is getting all over freaking everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to get that figured out and then get back to cycling it.
All it takes is one job, oh yeah. All it takes is one job, and everything is gonna